the last testimony, a testament. If this be the last. No, he's speaking for the people he represent. No, I speak. Not by choice, but by birth. Had no choice. Line been drawn. Which side will you choose? And which side will you choose to ignore? Sick of seeing regression caused by political peasants, thinking money is the keys to the heaven shit. He was born there, returned there, was brought here for warfare until the part-time. Let's get it on, fam. He ain't a hippity hopper, nor Uncle Tom. Kinda sick of your posture, make him up the arms. Wanna see the God you praise ride through the ghetto. Hung him on the cross, changed his story.
Check, Mike.
We all refugees, whether
Mike.
up in the land.
How y'all doing today? Blessed, I hope. How y'all doing, community? CD back, our @rec_community podcast. Today, family, I'm excited. I got my YouTube page up and running. It's our @rec_community podcast. Go to YouTube and check me out. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will still be posting my podcasts on Instagram as well. But we are now on YouTube. Yay! I know you guys are trying to, you want me to get to the steak and taters. So today's podcast, I'm gonna touch a little bit on my business plan. We touched on climate change. We touched on e-cigarettes, Trump, and global corporations. We touched on a bit of touchy subjects. I told you a little bit about me. If you missed all of this, you can go to HTTPS, the two dots. I'm not sure what they're called. The two dots on top of each other. / our @rec_center.buzzsprout.com and check me out. I'm on Buzzsprout. Or just go to my website, www.edrecenter, one word, EDRECCENTER.com. So that's edrecenter.com, one word, no underscore. Check out my website and you'll see the links to my Buzzsprout, YouTube, LinkedIn, as well as Instagram. And I'm currently working with, I think I just got a response from Facebook regarding tech support regarding my business account. It got disabled for some reason. I looked up online and noticed it was happening to a lot of folk. Looks like Facebook's trying to crack down on fake accounts. So if you got a fake account, you're killing me. But anyway, my business plan. So my business plan is 41 pages. It started out as just a kind of a preconceived notion, an idea, a thought. At the age of 19 years old, living in Newark, New Jersey, on South 7th Street and South 7th Street projects on South Orange Avenue. Shout out to Newark, New Jersey. So today we're gonna ambassador the city of Newark, New Jersey. So I'm wearing my Newark, New Jersey fitted. That's my birthplace. Born in Beth Israel Hospital, Newark, New Jersey. So I'm gonna brand my state today. I'm gonna brand my city. Right. If you have a company or you're an up and coming company and you're looking for a brand ambassador, please email me cdiaz@edrecenter.com. Preferably you would need a hat, right, or a shirt, preferably a hat, and I will wear your hat for my podcast. And I will give you a shout out and let the people know how they can get in touch with you to purchase your products or to, get to know who you are and what your business stands for. In the background, that's Nietzsche Esteban. He goes by Nietzsche. That's actually, yes, it's your boy CD. I also do write raps. I write poetry. I wrote a 41-page business plan. I do a lot of writing, y'all. I do a lot of writing. My 41-page business plan. What is it? What is all this ramping and raving been about, Chris? CD? I kind of wanted to touch on other subjects so that you kind of see what it all comes into. So we spoke about climate change, right? And we spoke about possibly getting better engineers to assist in either reversing, slowing, or bringing awareness to climate change and what we as community members or individuals can do to assist in this matter. Where are we going to produce these better engineers? Well, these better engineers are your sons and daughters. My daughter, maybe, right? I went to a public school. And the reason why I stop and backtrack like this is because I don't want anyone to think that I'm bashing any educational system, or we have a great system in place. But nothing is ever perfect. Everything can always stand to be improved upon. The moment that you become, what I want to say, what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out, y'all. The moment you become comfortable, right? And think that you got it all figured out, is the moment that you realize you haven't figured anything out yet, right?
And you have the power to influence our youth. Just trying to speak to him, man.
You have the power to influence our
I'm
youth.
just trying to speak to him. I hear you. They ain't trying to hear me though. I know. They just want that and bop. That's what they want. It's all good. You may have more
So,
than your palms can
look, so I brought up all of those other subjects, and I'm not trying to bash our educational system, but everything and anything can always be improved upon. I'm living proof of that, right? I was raised by a great mother, godly woman, a banker, middle-class family, and yet I still found myself lost at points in my life where I made bad decisions, right? Even with the great guidance that I had at home. Because it truly takes a village to raise a child. No matter what my mom told me at home or tried to instill at me at home, I was always still influenced by outside entities, whether it be at school, on the basketball court, on my way to the basketball court, on my way home from the basketball court, at parties, get-togethers, other outside family members outside of my direct home. They all influenced me just as much as my mother. She just didn't know because she wasn't there to see the influence occur. It takes a village to raise a child. We are the village. Our community is the village. So when your child walks out the door, how great would it be to know that everyone in your community knows you or your child, or we're all on the same page, right? How progressive would that be? How powerful would that be? One community, one voice. Throw a hashtag in front of both of them. My business plan essentially is a building for our youth specifically and younger teens from ages 9 to 20 years old, as well as 1 to 5 years old. The 1 to 5 years olds would be members in our daycare center, where we would also assist in potty training. Because nowadays, who doesn't work astronomical hours? Who doesn't have a main job, a part-time job, and then a side hustle? I think everyone does. I think even CEOs have a side hustle. Come on, let's talk about that. So that takes up a lot of your time. There's only 24 hours in a day. So if you're working your tail off just to keep your kids in an area where they can receive the best education possible, how much time are you really spending with your kids? And if you're not spending time with them, who is? Child Educational and Recreational Advancement Center can be the person or the entity spending time with your child when you're not around. The best part about it is I've built an app into my business plan that would allow you to stay in touch with what's going on in your child's life while they're in the center, having a good time, being progressively advanced mentally, socially, educationally, and recreationally. What do you mean mentally, socially, educationally, and recreationally? Mentally, we're going to have counselors in the building, right? With small groups of parties that they'll counsel as far as the members. Initially, they may have a bit of a more workload until we build up our employee base. But the key is to build a positive relationship, counselors, to build a positive relationship with the members or children within the center, so that when hard times come on those members or children because they have something on their mind, or maybe they just broke up with their girlfriend or boyfriend, or maybe they don't have the best clothes and everybody's picking on them in school, or maybe they dyed their hair green trying to express themselves and everybody's laughing at them, or whatever the case may be. Who do they communicate that to? How many school shootings have we already had where children are going into schools and just shooting it up and killing people? I just saw on the news the other day, a teacher just was able to stop a child from shooting up a classroom by hugging the child. And that child broke down crying. Look it up. You know why? Because that child needed counseling and nobody provided it. That child was neglected. That child's problems were dismissed as unimportant. That might have been the engineer that could have reversed our climate change or figured something out about it. That could have been our next president. That could have been our next politician. That could have been our next CEO that is actually in touch with their community. Imagine that, a CEO of a global corporation that actually cares about the communities within the states. That would be groundbreaking for our country as a whole. The YMCA was started in London, UK, in response to unhealthy social conditions during the Holocaust. And because of that, look where Jews are today. Why doesn't America, the most prestigious nation in the world, have something like that that reflects what we believe? And freedom, and advancement, and diplomacy. And our climate. Come on, y'all. Talk to me. Am I reaching y'all yet? It's going to be 10,000 square feet per floor. About 8 or 9 stories high with a swimming pool on the top level. Your children will have access to all of these floors, and yet when they come across hard times, whether it be educationally in school or mentally or socially, they'll have a community within the center behind them. Remember, if you look back in some of my other podcasts, I said something. There's a community within every community. What does that mean? Newark is in Essex County, yet so is Short Hills and Livingston. If you don't live in New Jersey, you don't understand what I'm trying to say. Short Hills in New Jersey, Short Hills and Livingston are very prestigious neighborhoods with, very highly educated individuals who are pretty wealthy or well off financially. Of all races too. It's not just any particular race. There's blacks, there's Jews, there's, Germans, there's Irish, there's Italians, there's me. I live in Livingston. So it's a diverse area of intellectual individuals who are a little bit more financially advanced than, let's say, Newark, New Jersey. Although Newark is on the come up. Shout out to Governor Phil Murphy, Cory Booker. Thank you, and I salute. But still, there's work to be done. Walk through Newark and Elizabeth. There's garbage all on the floors. And that's due to nothing less than the individuals living in that area. They have no self-awareness. They don't have no self-value. They don't value the property that they live in because they don't see a future for themselves. So they'll take their gun wrappers, their potato chips bags, and they'll just throw them on the floor. Fix the small things and the big things will fix themselves. We within our inner city communities can help by just cleaning up. Just clean up the area around your your house, your apartment. When you have trash, stick it in your pocket till you walk past a trash can. Throw it out. This will never work just by telling individuals as separate entities, by one parent telling their child, and yet there's 15,000 other parents that's not telling their child. Then those other 15,000 parents' children are still going to litter and that one child isn't. That makes no sense. It doesn't make any change. It's not progressive. It's not advancive. We need one community, one voice. That's what the center is going to provide. From the ages 9 to 20, we at the center will assist our parents within our communities who are just trying to financially get a bit ahead so that they can provide their children with maybe a better future than they had. Let them focus on that. Focus on that, parents. Let us focus on your children in a positive way, in a productive way, in an advancing way. And if you can't afford it, I also have scripted into my business plan financial assistance for those who apply. What other disputes do you have if it's not money? What else do you need to progress your child if it's not money? How else can I convince you besides you seeing the news about the fires in California, the hurricanes in Florida? I mean, it's 60 degrees. I can walk outside right now. It's November in New Jersey. I could go outside right now in what I have on in this t-shirt and not be cold. I remember we used to get, by this time, it was already snowing. We can wait on our politicians to do it, or we can act as a community to do it. What I propose is, eventually I want to start a GoFundMe app. You can donate to the GoFundMe. Remember the one about making a donation? Maybe this is the donation that you make for that week, that month, that day, towards the Child Educational and Recreational Advancement Center, or the EdRec Center. Essentially, it's a spinoff of the YMCA, but more advanced, more dedicated to the child's mental and educational advancement, along with the recreational fun and things of that nature. Eventually, these youth of ours, these 9 and 12, 20-year-olds, are going to go off to college. There's a lot of debt in the United States right now. A lot of people are selling their homes. They're downgrading because they're financially strapped for cash due to medical bills, due to college expenses from their children. And then their children go to college and can't find a job. They ended up working at McDonald's with an $80,000 educational bill. Who's paying that? They can't pay it working at McDonald's. Their parents are paying it and losing their house in the process. Let's prepare our children in the EdRec Center for college so that they know exactly where their niche is, what they're good at. We're going to draw that out of them. We're going to instill in them self-value, self-awareness, self-acceptance, to help them mentally be well-rounded and focused on their task, which at this time is school, and obtaining their education and not going to school to be socially acceptable. I did great in school. I was actually an honors history student. That's how I know a lot of my history. And yet, I clowned and goofed off in school, man. What if I was a bit more focused, a bit more mentally equipped, a bit more self-accepted, a bit more self-valued, a bit more self-aware? What if I just put a little bit more into my education as opposed to my buddies in school? My parents couldn't convince me to do that. The only thing that could convince me to do that, my teachers couldn't convince me to do that. My guidance counselors couldn't convince me to do that. They tried. Only one teacher convinced me, Mrs. Grossman. Shout out to Mrs. Grossman. I still see, that's how much of an impact she made on me. I still remember her name at 33 years old from my junior year of high school in like 2003. You know how many years ago that was? And I still remember her. She's the one who convinced me to go into honors history. But unfortunately, there's not many teachers like Ms. Grossman who can reach the student in that aspect. Unfortunately. And those who can, we're going to need your help in our EdRec Center to tap into our youth and teens, get them ready to be our future engineers, our future biologists, our future technicians, our future police officers, our future doctors, our future nurses. We need this. We, the globe, the earth. Let's build the first one right here in Newark, New Jersey. And let's see what it does for the city of Newark. If it's successful, guess what? They're going to want one in Maine. They're going to want one in Kansas City. They're going to want one in St. Louis. They're going to want one in Tennessee. They're going to want one in Richmond, Virginia. They're going to want one in Florida. They're going to want one in California. You know they're going to want one in California, y'all. Let's talk about it. They're going to want one in Seattle. They're going to want one in London. They're going to want one in Britain. They're going to want one in Australia. They're going to want one in Africa. Imagine the whole globe being on one page, as one community, as one voice, to protect our future, this earth. Because scientists haven't figured out how to live on Mars yet. So this is all we got, people. This is all we got. Wake up. Otherwise, one day, you'll be asleep for good. I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you to take a chance. You see what I've become. I did 4 years in incarceration for drug trafficking and MDMA because of bad decisions I made. Maybe the EdRec Center could have prevented that. Because of my incarceration, because of my record, I couldn't get the job in PSE&G, even though I passed the test with flying colors, one of the top in the class. How much help could I be doing for my local community fixing their equipments if I worked for PSE&G? I was held back because of the decisions I made, because I didn't get proper help when I needed it. When it was key, when I was a youth, when I was a teen. We invest a lot of money and resources into our senior citizens, and that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. But why do we not invest the same amount of energy, time, and resources into our future, into our earth, into our children? Why are they just like a byproduct of society? They're like just, okay, well, sink or swim.
Get your soul lost, paid triple that amount. Was it worth the riches, temporary love you getting? Once the funds gone, watch all the love diminish.
Believe it or not, your social acceptance is only because of where you're at right now. Maybe you're financially successful. Maybe all your friends know you're going to the NBA or NFL, or or your father or mother are doctors, or famous people. So everybody just flocks to you. Why isn't everybody flocking to our educational leaders, to our teachers, to our professors? Because that's just not the way of the world. In the EdRec Center, what we look to do is to plant a seed in our youth and teens so that they together can build each other up together. They're going to convince each other to be educationally advanced, recreationally advanced, mentally equipped, because they don't want to lose their access to the indoor swimming pool, lose their access to the indoor laser tag arena, lose their access to the indoor batting cages and pitching mounds. Now the Yankees need some good pitchers. Yankees. We need pitchers. We're going to provide jobs for retired police officers, for teachers during the summertime when they don't have work, or they're working a part-time job that doesn't really pay what they make teaching. They're not gonna be able to stay sharp in their academical teaching assignments because in the summertime they're not using it. Build the EdRec Center, and in the summertime our teachers can stay sharp. We're also gonna have I want to call I forget the name of that I used in the business plan directly. Unfortunately, I don't have the business plan pulled up in front of me here, And my printed document copies, I sent them out for review. But essentially, we're going to have also members on each floor, or employees on each floor. Predominantly will be college students looking to create income for themselves while they're in college, who are just going to be, you know, overseeing the kids' recreational activities to make sure no one's playing roughly or, you know, excessively bullying. We're not going to put down, you know, the competitional side of things. We want them to be competitive and things of that nature, but also we don't want anyone bullying, right? That you know, right? So we have to plant this seed early in our children. And I know we're all doing it at home. My mom did it to me, and yet I still did 4 years in incarceration. So obviously something's not working. Maybe we should try something different, people. Let's try the EdRec Center. It's a great plan. I've discussed it with many of different people. Everyone loves it. All we need is the money. I worked in construction. I'll help build it. You don't even have to pay me. I'll give you free labor on my days off. How many other engineers and builders will give some time on their day off to build this? So all we really have to pay for is the materials. Email me, cdiaz@edreccenter.com. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, our EdRec_community podcast. Go to my online site, edreccenter.com. One word, no underscore. edreccenter.com. Click on a link for YouTube. Subscribe. Help me out. I'm trying to get a custom URL. This way I can legitimize my business. And then I'll start the GoFundMe app. Let's do this, people. Right now, although United States is considered the global, leader, I would say London is. Because that's where the YMCA was founded. And look what the YMCA did for those during the Holocaust. We have a new Holocaust going on. And that's not to downgrade the Holocaust or anything like that. That was a terrible time in history. Nothing compares to that. But right now, I think we have unhealthy social conditions right here in the United States of America. And we need our own YMCA. A more advanced one. A more progressive one. Because we are America. We are the most advanced. Let's really be the most advanced. Child Educational and Recreational Advancement Center. The first 6,000 members get the first month free. Well, their parents do. Shout out to the parents. The second month, half price. If you don't like it after the first month, cancel. It's free. If you don't like it after the second month, you only pay 50%. You're going to love it, though. Your kids are going to love it. They're going to have a great time. What about when it's snowing? Where they go to play basketball? Come to the EdRec Center, where not only can you play basketball, but you can be around positive people, a positive environment, amongst positive peers. No guns, no violence, metal detectors, unarmed security, and everyone working within a center that has one goal in mind: our community's advancement. Am I the only one that's like in love with this? It's groundbreaking, people. It's groundbreaking. Come on, let's go. Let's do it. You should be as excited about this as the second coming of Christ. And if it works, when it works, here in our United States of America, and the rest of the world starts to see this, the societal changes here, the engineering advancements, because our youth are growing up and knowing their niche and going to college or to a trade with purpose, knowing that they're going to succeed, and attacking their career field with purpose, knowing that they're going to succeed. Well, watch out now. Because then everyone's going to be talking about the EdRec Center. And maybe one day in China, they'll come up with a whole new program. that'll blow Ed Rec Center out the water so that future generations can continue to live on this earth in peace and harmony. There's always going to be issues and drama. There's always going to be problems. Yet if we continue to ignore that there is a problem, it'll never get fixed. Anyone ever heard of insanity? I learned that in AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. We have the same old programs, the same old after-school programs, the same old daycare centers, and yet, look at us. We got Trump in president. The states are torn apart. Socialization is torn apart. They're rioting in China. It's a mess. You got fires in California, hurricanes in Florida. It is a mess. We are the definition of insanity right now. It's time to try something different, y'all. And I have that. I actually think I have a copy here of an older copy of my business plan. See if I can find it here. Just give me a second here. I'm going to let you listen to a little bit of the song.
Try and hear me though. I know. They just want that and bop. It's all good. You may have more cash than your palms could
So,
get your soul.
this was the original that I wrote. This one was 29 pages. I don't know if you can see that down at the bottom. It's 29 pages, right? I even have a spreadsheet. What I'm offering is, I know you're like, wait, but you know what? So if you invest into the Child Educational and Recreational Advancement Center, it's approximately, I approximate it to be, and of course I'm no professional, no engineer. I mean, I worked in construction, but I also did a lot of research online to bring up calculations, and then took the highest number that was displayed online and just calculated into the business plan. As far as the cost to do everything, licensures, building, cost of employments, things of this nature. I took the highest number available and equated it to try to get the highest number possible, right? And then I took that and tacked on another $5-10 million, basically, right? So, we're gonna have a blend of the day. I make little blends with like things like avocado, kale, kiwi, apples, bananas, oranges, just, organic fruits and vegetables, no added protein, none of that, no powdered stuff, not just pure organic vegetables and fruits that I've looked up that together do different things like mental stimulation, revitalize the body, the mind, things of this nature, and it works. I was having bad headaches frequently, and my headaches have fully subsided. Some of that was also due to the e-cigarettes. Go check out my podcast, hashtag e-cigarettes, hashtag Trump, hashtag global corporations. But anyway, it works. So I also want to incorporate that. There's also going to be a concession stand area where the kids can socialize and eat, get drinks and food within the building. They don't have to leave the center to go they can stay within the center because it's safe. The security area will be on the same level as the concession area to make sure nobody's, throwing food or anything like that in the area. The security guards aren't gonna, they're not to use brute force, and it's written to the business plan. They're to handle these situations with care, remembering that these are people's children. Their kids might be in the center. So it's providing jobs. It's providing advancement. It's developing our youth. It's lowering school shootings. Everyone wants to put, metal detectors in schools and stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, you can get plastic guns and bullets nowadays. You kidding me? We have to change the mindset, people. The mind is a terrible thing to waste. And right now, we're throwing it right in the garbage. I'm living proof that this program can work. because everything that I incorporated into this program is things that was taught to me through going through programs. And I noticed that it worked for me. So it will definitely work for your children. They'll have fun. You'll have an app to keep in touch with what's going on with them, with updated counseling sessions, with updated private training sessions. It's a one-stop shop. They can go to this center after school. We're going to pick them up from their school with our personal transportation buses, drop them off at the EdRec Center, and then it's up to you to how they're going to get home. When they check in, you're going to know that they get notified. When they check out, you're going to get notified. When they access different levels of entertainment, you're going to get notified. When they log into the computer with their member ID and password, you're going to get notified. A computer library with all the up-to-date computer advanced equipments so that they can learn how to utilize these in order to extract materials from online. I built a 41-page business plan with online materials. Literally, that's it. What can your child do with that online materials? Right now, they're probably doing stuff that you wouldn't approve of. With our center's help, they'll have better knowledge on better things that they can be doing with their time while they're online. I can't give you everything because then you could just steal my idea. Child Educational and Recreational Advancement Center. What am I getting from this? Oh, so you want us all to help you get rich? No, I'm not even. It's a non-profit organization, people. I'm not going to get rich. But if you donate to the EdRec Center, it gets built. The percentage of amount that you donate towards the total cost, let's say it's $25 million, right? Where's my $25 million? Where's my calculator? Let's do this math real quick here. Let's do this math. So 25 million. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, 25 million. Come on. Sorry about that, y'all. This calculator's got like these stuff that pops up. So 25 million divided by, let's say you put 1 million. That's for the, I mean, obviously, a lot of people don't have just a million, but I need a rounded number for an example, right? I want to make it easy to, So you take that 1 million, you divide it into the 25 million, and you come up with your percentage. Yeah, let me show you. Here it is. Right? So you get a 4% profit. That's a stock profit, right? Did I do that wrong, y'all? Nope. I did that right. So you get a 4% stake share. Stock-wise. Off the rip. So yeah, you're paying for your child to go too. But guess what? You're not just taking money and donating it anymore. Initially you're going to donate it, but then it becomes an investment. So you're investing. And then when you go on to the afterlife, or you pass away or whatever, you have something to leave your child, an investment into this center that they can pass on to their child, something like USAA. It's a nonprofit corporate organization, and the corporation is you.
Comes people tired of being held to the standards of society. Oh, yeah. Who determines right from wrong? I don't know. Left from right. Shit. He just preached the truth. In his pulpit, well, shit. That's the mic.
I apologize for the curse there in the song. I hope that you guys gained something from this podcast. I hope that now when I'm rambling on my other podcast, you guys kind of got a better idea of what I'm talking about, right? Shout out to Black House, Logic. That's where the song was recorded. It's called The Black House. It's a studio in Bloomfield, New Jersey. Shout out to Bloomfield, New Jersey.
Not by choice, but by birth. Line been drawn. Which side will you choose? And which side will you choose to ignore?
Which side would you choose to ignore? We're going to continue to ignore our youth? Are we going to continue to shoot our youth? Are we going to continue to simply arrest our youth? Or are we going to progress our youth? Are we going to advance our youth? Because believe it or not, there's a possibility that one of those people you shot could have saved the planet. What if I got killed? What if I got shot? This great idea would never have gotten exposed or even thought of. There's a lot of people's home residential equipments and commercial that I've helped build, diagnose, troubleshoot, and repair that a lot of other technicians couldn't. And that's not to brag, that's facts. What if I were shot by a cop? It would have never gotten fixed. When we went to school, they had a big problem with the hot water heater pilot light going out, and nobody could figure out why. Myself, Eric Coons, and Justin Moyer did. After 10 different contractors came, outside contractors, professionals, to our Lincoln Technical Institute school in Union, New Jersey, and could not figure it out. We did. It was a ventilation issue. What if all of us got killed or shot or drowned or shot up a school or arrested forever while we were youth and teens? Because nobody helped us. And we just became lost. They would still have that problem at Lincoln Technical Institute.
It's all just nonsense. He ain't speaking right. Maybe just my shit. Trying to spit it right.
Just trying to get it right. Child Educational and Recreational Advancement Center. You won't know if it'll be effective until you know whether it's effective or not. Go to my YouTube channel and subscribe. www.edreccenter.com. No underscore. Click on the YouTube link. Subscribe. Please. I love y'all, man. Peace, love, and happiness. Till the next time.
I'm just trying to speak to him. They ain't trying to hear me, though. I know. They just want thought and bop. That's what they want. It's all good.